So this is my Supra, and yeah, I may or may not have wrecked it into a damn ditch. Let me explain. So I've got this mic on right now, so hopefully you guys can hear me. But I ran this into a ditch, so that's why you guys haven't been seeing it on the channel. A little bit of a hit to the ego here. So let's go ahead and get into the whole story. I was out with my friends, went to go see my buddy Alex, hanging out, and we stopped. I forget, we stopped at like a car wash to meet there, to flip around in cars, and I was heading to his house. We're gonna go hang out for the night. This is later at night. I remember downshifting. Those guys were behind me. I remember downshifting, but there was cars in front of me, so I was going like 40 to 50 miles an hour, 45, 50 miles an hour. I had to break the tires loose, spun around, and the car went backwards, I assume, into the ditch. And yeah, or the diff locked up, because if you look on the ground, there's only one tire mark. That's it. There's only one tire mark, and then you see like 4 tires. So I assume the diff like locked up, and that's what caused it to break. I don't know. I will know once I get it up on the lift and like really inspect it. I don't know. It's all speculation. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm just gonna try and tell you what happened. I'm hoping it's 100% my fault, period, end of story. I've never wrecked a car in my life. Stupid me, right? I ran it into a ditch. Most of it's superficial. I do have a little bit of damage, which I'll get into down on the lower part of the car here. The rest of the car, I did damage the fender, which I'll show you here, and some other things. But yeah, so let's go ahead and walk around the car and kind of go over a little bit more in detail. So ignore the blue tape. That's where we're marking off to say like, hey, where things had got damaged. So the big brunt of the damage was up front. Now I fixed some of it. The lower control arm bolt snapped, which it actually showed up today. Phase 2 Motor Trend, thank you very much. You guys already sent me a new lower control arm, new bolt, everything. So the arm got bent, so they sent me a new lower control arm with a new bolt. Thank you guys very much for that. I've also got some other new parts coming too, like a new wheel from Volano. So the bolt itself literally snapped underneath. I'll have to get up on the lift here. Another thing that happened is the bottom part of the intercooler actually got smashed up and actually busted up this lower rad support. Thankfully, it didn't mess up the intercooler, anything of that nature. And the rest of the engine bay is fine too. So if you pop this, the engine bay is fine. Dirt and dust went everywhere. That sucks, but the rest of it was fine. Push this up. You can see here, bent those tabs a little bit, caused a little bit more damage there than I would like. Actually, you can see right there. See if I can get this to zoom in. See right there, that's the tab that holds the intercooler, and it's not attached. So it bent that up, bent up, if you can see right there, my brand new radiator, my AC core, which I had just bought. It's not the end of the world. It's still good. It just got a bent tab there, which is just annoying for the fact that this was all brand new. So gonna put that new on. But up here, all this is fine. We're gonna take this thing all apart though. This is all getting stripped, so which I'll get to. So that's pretty much the brunt of it. Everything else was underneath. Everything else seems fine. I do have this rear wheel over here is like, look at it. You see how it's like, it is not, the alignment is off. So I've got to check all that, make sure the arm's okay there, make sure nothing's bent. I just think the bolts that are on there just got pulled out of alignment, plain and simple. Not the end of the world. We'll get that all readjusted. I'll buy new bolts. Insurance is taking care of all this also. I need to make sure insurance is taking care of it. I've never had an accident, so I'm very fortunate. My insurance is like, you have no deductible, no nothing. So thank the Lord. And thank you for good sponsors, because stuff that breaks, like Phase 2 didn't have to send me anything. Volano doesn't have to send me another wheel. They could tell me to kick rocks. This is my fault. I'm taking ownership of this. And they're still willing to do so. So I'm always very fortunate. Like these guys could, again, at the end of the day, tell me to kick rocks. So yeah, I'm very happy. And I'm lucky that I have a secondary one. See, I'm front to front right now. Like this one's yelling at this one for being dumb, you know. Yeah. So on that note, this is what's happening. Already had the wheels checked out and tires checked out. 3 of the wheels are good. The front one that got damaged, you can see here, he said it's out around. Could you drive on it? Sure. Should you? Absolutely not. So that one there is going to have to be just a spare. He was able to reset the tire as it did come off the wheel. So I'm happy, so I can at least move and drive the car around if necessary. Yeah, so just little dumb things. I'm just annoyed that I wrecked my car. Just mad at myself. It's a big hit to the ego when you wreck a car. So yeah, for the most part, it looks good. Only thing I wish I would have checked when I got back from cruise week, I didn't put this on the lift, and I did notice oil down by the front main seal. Now, is that from the new valve covers? I don't know. I never had that before, but there is
oil down there, but it shouldn't be from this because these things breathe like crazy, right? That shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. But there's definitely oil down there. It's green, which is Brad Penn. I don't see anything else. The power steering already leaked, so if there's a little bit down there, I think that was just how it was already. Mostly just dirty. Don't see any other damage. Again, the only damage was to this arm. I put a new bolt in it, but see that little curve there? This how this curves up. This got smashed down too. I'm hoping the coilover is okay. If it isn't, I will have to take a look at that also. But it seems to be all right. Yeah, I'm just pissed at myself. I'm really, really angry at myself. So we'll go from there. As my phone rings. So I've decided that I'm gonna fully restore this thing. I was gonna rush it and get it done by July. Like that's what I'm doing. Get it done by July. Let's get this thing rolling again. Or because I got the money, I spend it. That's the money that I could not do it right. They gave me a good chunk. Actually, probably should have got a little bit more, but I'm okay with it because I can make it work. I'm resourceful. So I'm like, screw it. We're going to redo it all. And we already saw how I did the auto car, right? I think I did a pretty good job. Nah, I'm going to do way better. Check this out. As you can see here, I've decided let's replace it all. Let's get all new seals. Let's rebuild this car. I'm going to strip it raw like I did her car, except I'm taking the dash out also, which is in the basement. That's right. I bought a brand new dash for this car with the Juncy panels, and they're coming out with new door panels. I'm going to make this thing literally brand new. There's still more parts missing from this. There's still more I know I'm going to need to order, but that's every seal that you need to do on the car, even the door sills. I even got new plastic fender liners, brand new fender for the car. The car has no VIN codes left. I said screw that years ago. The car had been wrecked before, so I'm like, screw it. Let's just take all the VIN codes out. I don't care anymore. When it came to the rest of it, I'm like, let's just do it. I want to make it nice like hers, so I decided to do all of this. And as I go through it, per usual, I'll be sharing those part numbers with you as I get them on the car. Yeah. So that's going to be a project. This video is going to be old by the time I get actually to start ripping the car apart. I will probably even look different because it's going to be a month or so from now because I've still got Tony's car here, which by the time this video comes out, this car should be gone. So yeah, which is coming along nicely here, which you should see in another series. But I digress. Guys, this is going to be a fun series. I'm ready for this winter.